be at about 3.5 liters per minute nitrogen. So, like I said, it doesn't need to be exact, but we can do it. So there we are at 3.5 liters per minute. This metering valve's set. That one's set. Now I shut it off. Now I set the metering valve for the oxygen. So this is already pressurized. This is at 0, so we need that to be at a usable value. Open up, so it's at 100 now. Open this up. Just have it be closed so it doesn't surprise you. Open that up and then set this at 1. So now when we open them both, we're at 4.5.
Yeah.
So right now we have 1 LPM O2, 3.5 of nitrogen. It doesn't have to be exact, you just need some oxygen for the CO to work. So that's our zero gas. We just made that mixture. Now what we do is put this on there, and the next thing is to make sure we have a positive pressure. That's a little too high because we don't really want to stress that. So we're going to close down one of these guys. Derek, you can look over at the magnet. Really need this to be at just any positive value. So we're just dialing this in more. There. So it just needs to be registered positive. So that's a positive reading. It doesn't really matter what it is. It just needs to be positive. And it's pretty sensitive, so I have to stand here and watch it. But now it's set. So this is flowing 4.25 LPM. It's positive. So the reason why it's positive is if there's any leaks in this system, it's pushing the gas out instead of allowing the atmosphere in. So now I'll go over the screen. I'll stay on this. I'll stay on this metering valve here to just tune it as we go. But you can look over on the screen and you can see the CO2 drop. The CO should be steady. Each of these tanks has about 9.5 kgs of gas in it. And so the conversion to liters it's a big number. I don't remember what it is, but it's a big number. These are big tanks.
Yeah.
They got a deposit on the tank, so that you don't even have to fill them up all the way. Maybe the company would disagree, but I would imagine they would allow you to partially fill them, and then it's. I think this is a.
How long do you refill?
I think this will last for years.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so we're allowing that to stabilize and making sure that's at positive. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's pretty well stable.
You have to come down.
Yeah.
Zero level.
Alright, so
flat.
yeah, it's flat now.
It's flat.
And so the thing is, there's no CO2 in that mixture. And so we know right now, just from looking at the real time, we can take action to correct this. So yeah, we can take action to correct this. I'm going to show you right now how to do it with the LEMS because we need to do it anyway. But the point is that, you know, we're taking action, specific action to correct this. And so what we're going to do is just reset it really quick. And then we're going to type cal. And then we're going to go to menu 4 and enter command. Let's do Z first to make sure. Yeah, so it's taking a reading. And then we're going to do X 100. Sorry, X0. And that is what's going to happen. So then Z should be 0. So Z gives us a real time, it gives us the current reading. Alright, so now we're gonna, that was the corrective action for the LEMS. And then we're gonna get back to live graph now. And then we'll see what the CO2, so now the CO2 says 7. So it said 300 before, now it says 7. So we just changed the 0 offset for the sensor. So we can get a little bit of data on that to make sure that we just have a record that we made that change. I don't think it's really necessary to get too much. All right, so now we're gonna unplug this. All right, so let's shut it all off. So the best way to shut it off is to close these valves. That's the best way to shut it all off. Just close them. And you can just wait for it to go down, or you could open the regulator more. Alright, so that's shut. I'm just going to open it up more to let it go faster. So open that all up. Alright, so that's pretty well shut off now. Same thing here, it's all shut off. You can just reset the regulator, close everything off. You can leave the metering valves though. I think you should just leave the metering valves where they are. So we're done with that.
Which way does it go? This way or this way?
So now we're putting a regulator on what we're going to use for the span gas.
Okay, it's the opposite way. Yeah, everything.
So we reset the 0 point of the CO2.
Oh.
It's hard to say, if the reading actually changed because we've been breathing in here. We've been raising the ambient levels.
This
So
is CO2.
The green line is the CO2. The green line is the CO2.
Why is it going back again?
It's going back up because it's reading ambient. It's just reading the atmosphere. And the atmosphere is high in here because we're breathing.
Okay.
So I think that one has the reverse. Yeah, that one has the reverse threads.
Okay.
Let's close this. Let's open the. So now the regulator's shut, the main valve's open, and this is shut. So we're just going to open this up and just let a little bit come out of there. There, so there's a little bit coming out of there now. And then now you connect it. The reason why you don't have to do it before is because it'll just draw it back. So it just needs to be positive. You don't need it to be, you just need it to be positive. You don't want to waste the gas because this is hard to get. Alright, so now we've set it up so it's measuring the span. So those will go up now. Yeah, it's still logging, so those will go up. And what it should say is 298 ppm of carbon monoxide and 2,977 ppm of carbon dioxide.
Okay.
That's what this is certified to plus or minus 2%. Well, it just says accuracy 2%, so it's plus or minus 1. They never really, there's no conformity for how people write these things, but I'll have to say that's plus or minus 1. So let me just keep an eye on this regulator to make sure it's positive. And that, there we go. Just keep an eye on that. So I was saying, so what we're doing today is we're using the 300 and 3000, and to conform with the whole ISO, what you need is you need 3 points. And so next week, Derek will install the big cylinder with 500 ppm of CO and 8,000 ppm CO2, and he'll do the same span calibration with that. And then he'll run this gas, and we'll have to talk about the linearity measurement. But this will have a different function when he gets that big tank.